Strus, Max, three, got it! Mitchell spins, shoots, banks it in! That may be the dagger!
Surprise Mobley!
Perfect pass.
Oh my! Showtime here in downtown Cleveland!
Go ahead and exhale, Cavs family. My goodness, the Cavaliers advance to the second round courtesy of a Game 7 win inside the friendly confines of Rocket Arena. John and Serena. This show is called The Road to 16. The Cavs are a quarter of the way there, and if you are already worn out, nobody would blame you. What a series. The last 5 games, not easy on the old system, but the Cavaliers have punched their ticket to the second round in Detroit, courtesy of a huge Game 7 second half.
How much fun was that? And for everybody in the building, including us included, I got to tell you, I went to grab coffee this morning before doing the show. Come on, I'm sporting the shirt from last night.
Looking good.
Yeah,
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Showing
Very
some
nice.
love to people in the coffee shop. We're
Rep-
like, hey,
repping.
you were at the game last night. I was like, yeah, I was at the game last night. They're talking to me about the game.
Right.
And look, it's so much fun to be in a city where you're a part of those huge moments. The energy in that building was electric. To see Jarrett Allen, just the guy that he is, go off for the game that he did in a Game 7. I got to tell you, it does not feel like it's just the first round, because it feels like this has worn us all out in a good way.
No question about it. And yeah, we better resuscitate quickly because Game
No
1.
time to rest.
Yeah, right. In Detroit is tomorrow. You know, the Cavs' record in Game 7s at home speaks for itself. And what a rocking atmosphere. That was a beauty last night.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was great.
And look, the Raptors still have yet to win a playoff game in the Cavalier building.
Credit that team, by the way.
was
Credit
a good
Darko
series.
and company going to work without a couple of their key pieces, extend the Cavs to 7. What a series. We are jam-packed. We're going to hear from a number of the Cavs how this is the type of series that can galvanize a team as they head into the second round and the postseason progresses. A couple of major storylines last night. The Cavalier bench was sensational. The Cavs dominated on the glass. And how about Jarrett Allen? Don't forget, Jarrett Allen down the stretch of the regular season, bothered by a knee injury, right on into this series, and he saved one of his finest moments for last night.
You know what's amazing? To see how much his teammates were just feeding off of every moment. I mean, Jarrett Allen, this guy, he finishes with 22, but he had 14 points and 10 rebounds in the third quarter alone.
Brilliant.
It was as if there was no rebound that guy could not hit. And it was just such an incredible performance all around.
Jarrett finishes with 22 points, 19 boards, 3 block shots, 8 rebounds on the offensive glass, and it seemed like each and every one were killers. We've heard so much about the possession game throughout this entire series, a huge factor, a huge indicator in wins and losses, and those offensive rebounds. Spectacular effort plays throughout the night. Again, the third quarter, simply brilliant. 14 and 10 in that third quarter alone. Kenny rides the hot hand, and Jarrett plays all 12 minutes.
You mentioned the rebounding. That is what Kenny said was the biggest key
It was, yeah.
to this
No
this
question.
game.
Yeah.
They out-rebounded the Raptors 60 to 33, John. I mean, that was incredible. But you also mentioned the role players. We talked about Jarrett Allen, but how about Max Strus?
Yeah.
How about Jalen Tyson? How about Sam Merrill? And so when you think about a game that feels good, this is one of those games, because even so, you know that James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, they have extra levels that they can reach. They didn't even reach them in that game. It didn't matter because you had Jarrett Allen and every role player stepping up.
More on that bench, more on those reserves as we roll along. At the podium after the ball game, as we take a look at our At the Mic segment fueled by True North Convenience Stores, Donovan Mitchell made it clear that Jarrett just didn't step it up here in Game 7. This began back in Game 5 of this series.
Hey, Jarrett, when did you speak up and what made you feel like that was the time to do it?
I think it was
The last time we were here.
game 5 halftime. Just telling them right now. There's no other time to do it other than right now. Give that extra push. Give everything you got. Everything's on the line. We don't want to go there down 3-2. So just give everything you got. All I ask for the guys is just give more. That's all I ask. Just give one more effort. Give one more push. Give one more energy that you got, and that's all I ask for them.
When is the last time you received MVP chance?
Probably from the bench. Jokingly. Got a little nervous out there. I thought it was Don receiving the MVP chance.
Just feel good, tell him.
I had to say that. Emotions running high. The crowd's getting into it. And switching to a different role. What did he say? Dr. J.A.
Dr. J.A., man. I love it.
And just had to let him know. Hashtag let him know.
What does that mean to you, and where does this game, to do it in Game 7,
I had a great time doing it. I honestly, that was my first Game 7 I've ever played in. It was a unique experience driving here from my house. It's like, I'm going to a Game 7. Everything's on the line. It's just a different feeling that I've never experienced before. The crowd's into it. I'm into it. I had a great time doing it. I always feel like in this league, when you get a certain label, it always sticks with you no matter what. No matter how hard you try to change it, it's always going to follow you around. And I think that if I play on my mind with wanting to change a narrative that was placed on me about prior performances, that's going to weaken my strengths going forward and always try to weigh me back. I've always been the guy that always just move forward. Things happen in the past that go my way, that don't go my way. That's just part of playing basketball, being at the professional level. Just be my best going forward.
Man, you want to talk about a likable individual, not only on the floor, but in the locker room and with this fan base. It's just a delight to see Jarrett have the success that he did last night.
100%, John. And I got to tell you, I have the opportunity to do the radio calls. And so I'm in these huddles. And third quarter, first time out, I'm behind Jarrett, and James Harden comes over. I swear he smacked that man so hard in the chest you could have called a foul on him in that huddle. And he was just pumping him up, both saying, hey, you got this. It was just a moment of how important Jarrett Allen is. He came out of that. He had already been on a rollout at halftime, but he came out of that, and he was a man recharged. He was a man energized. And it was just one of those moments where, look, James has the experience, 17 years in, right? 17th postseason. He knows he's going to need a game like that from Jarrett, and he recognized it.
Key stretch of the ball game as well. The Cavs, which did not lead in the first half, closed the second quarter on an 11-2 run. They scored the first 9 points of the third quarter, and off they go. You mentioned the leadership of James Harden. Don't overlook what Dennis Schroeder did in this ball game as well. You look at that box score, but we hear this team all the time talking about holding others accountable. First half, Cavs down 10. There's a fast break where the Cavs didn't get back in fine fashion, and Dennis did not hold back, and he let his teammates know about it.
Yeah, and he got after Donovan for some things. Then he also talked to Donovan just about defensive coverages, and I thought it was great because after the game, Donovan was asked about that, and he gave us some great insight. He goes, you know what? After Dennis got traded here, he texted me and just said, hey, I hope that we can be honest with each other. That's the veteran leadership, right? That's the stuff that goes far, and to your point, we just saw it in that game.
Yeah, and Donovan loves that as well. That's the key. That's the whole key.
He loves to be held accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That makes all of this work. And by the way, that's why you go out and get a James Harden and a Dennis Schroeder at the trade deadline. Exactly what Kobe Altman and company envisioned. As mentioned, packed show. When we come back, we'll talk bench, the Cavs, on to the second round. They head to Detroit, Game 1 tomorrow. We'll be back here right after this.
The road to 16 is fueled by True North Convenience Stores. True North and New Phoenix Energy are the perfect matchup. Right now, grab 2 Phoenix Energy drinks for just $5. True North stores and True Rewards. Fast, friendly, clean. By Sarah Auto Part, your buzzer beater for greater selection. Make your shot with 5 great brands and dozens of pre-owned vehicles. Visit sarahautopart.com. By Engie, which is helping businesses accelerate their transition to a cleaner energy future with renewables, sustainable solutions, and the dependability they need. Let's act together. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
The road to 16 is fueled by True North Convenience Stores, New Phoenix Energy Drinks, natural caffeine, zero sugar, plus hydration to keep you in the game. Grab 2 Phoenix Energy drinks for $5 at participating True North stores. Find a location with the True Rewards app. And Toyota, your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here on the road to 16, here is our energizing moment powered by Engie. You want to talk about a play that brought the crowd and the Cavalier bench to life. Max Strus, who was simply sensational last night in Game 7, late in the third quarter. This play was a beauty, and what a night it was, Serena, for the Cavalier reserves. The Cavaliers do not win this game without the play of those bench players.
Okay, before we get to the reserves, we got to mention Evan Mobley's reaction in that, because you know if you got Evan Mobley dancing like that in the sidelines, it was a great play. I mean, Max just firing everybody else up. And that's also, John, what playoff basketball is about, especially at home. You need those moments that energize the crowd, that energize your teammates, and they had it all. You know, you mentioned Max Strus, but I also thought that Jalen Tyson,
terrific,
for not having playoff experience until this series, and then, you know, having to figure it out the first couple of games to get those postseason games under his belt. You would not have thought, watching him last night, that he had so little postseason experience. He is so confident. He opened up the floor. He was driving. He had no fear out there, and he came up with some big plays and played really well defensively on Scotty Barnes. I mean, Scotty Barnes has been the man of the series, and both Max Strus and Jalen Tyson helped shut him down last night.
Yeah, and it was the journey this year in a sophomore campaign for Jalen Tyson where you saw this unfolding, where you saw this readiness manifesting itself, and boy, he was great. Last night, in fewer than 19 minutes, he's a plus 16. Strus, again, you just look at the box score. Strus grabs 8 rebounds, dishes out 5 assists, 2 steals, did a little bit of everything, had a block as well, but the Cavs outscored the Raptors by 20 big points when Strus was on the floor for 31 minutes. Sam Merrill does his thing, again, terrific plus-minus. Jarrett Allen was a huge story. He took center stage, but once again, without that Cavalier bench, without the depth, this series doesn't unfold the way it does, and it was a Cavalier bench that over the first couple of games, I think they looked around and said, we have to be better.
Yeah, you got it a little bit from everywhere, and it was more than just knocking down timely shots. I mean, Sam Merrill certainly did that. We saw Max Strus do that, but it was the way they played in those moments, whether it was two big charges from Max Strus. Those are plays that really energize, right? Whether it was Sam Merrill coming in, you always know you're going to get 100% from Sam Merrill. And that also energizes your starters as well, John.
Max Strus was everywhere on the floor in Game 7. He could be unpredictable on the floor and unpredictable in the locker room as well. As here's Max after the ballgame.
This was a heck of a series. What did it take to pull us out into Game 7?
Everything. It took everything out of everybody. Everybody needed to step up and do their job, and everybody did that tonight. Everybody came to the plate with one thing on their mind, to win the game, and we did that.
What was different about Jarrett Allen tonight in that third quarter?
I don't know what got into him, but it was awesome. He plays like that, we're going to be hard to beat. He's phenomenal. He's the best. You guys have heard me say it multiple times, the best human being ever been around, and to see him play like that in this big of a moment was huge, and he inspired everybody, and he's the reason we won the game.
You're one of the guys who put your body on the line in games like this, really in all games, but how important is it for everyone to do that in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's win or go home. I mean, you got to do whatever it takes, and everybody on this team has that mindset. So we have a good group, we have the right mindset in the locker room, and we're just going to keep taking it one game at a time and try to win every one. You know, it's still somewhat of a new team. You know, we got James late, you got me late, Dennis, Keon. Like, we still are somewhat of a new group. So going through tough things, going through adversity, coming out on top of it, you learn a lot about each other. You learn about how we're going to deal with that in the room and what we need from people. And I think it was just important to go through that now. Obviously, you don't want to go through that. You don't want to have to be in that situation. But just trying to take the positive from it is, we didn't play our best basketball the whole series, and we found a way to win. So I think that's the important piece and something we're going to look forward to and build off of.
The road to 16 is fueled by True North convenience stores. New Phoenix energy drinks. Natural caffeine, zero sugar, plus hydration to keep you in the game. Grab 2 Phoenix Energy drinks for $5 at participating True North stores. Find a location with the True Rewards app. And Toyota, your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
The road to 16 rolls along. Well, earlier in the show, we heard from both Jarrett Allen and from Max Strus. They combined midway through the third quarter of Game 7 for our play of the game, driven by Sarah Auto Park, as this last night brought the house down.
How about Max Strus absolutely hounding Scotty Barnes for that steal? That goes to show you the plays that we were talking about earlier in the show that just energized the entire team. And then, like you said, I mean, Jarrett Allen just doing the rest. What can he not do that game?
You could almost see the look in Scotty's eyes. He played just a load of minutes and played extremely well in this series. But the pick and the dunk, the Cavs go on for the victory. That third quarter, by the way, the Cavaliers outscored the Raptors 38-19 as they head now to Detroit. I mean, both teams played yesterday. Detroit comes from behind. They trail that series 3-1. They move on as they win at home, and now the Cavs are heading to the home of the Pistons for Game 1. It's already tomorrow.
Crazy. It's like you don't have time to celebrate the Game 7 victory. As much as fun as it was
Better
in that
not,
arena,
right.
you leave it in that arena, and then you already flip the script and turn the page. Like you said, they're going to get after it with some film, but then it's already Game 1 tomorrow.
The next stop is fueled by True North Convenience Stores. It is in Detroit. It is tomorrow, Game 1. And last night, both Kenny Atkinson and Donovan Mitchell talked about the upcoming matchup.
And I think a lot of similarities, physicality, right? We're going to have to be mentally and physically tough to beat this team. To me, number 1 seed, they've had a great year. They're the favorites. We go in there, we go in there as underdogs, which is a challenge. But I think it's going to be a similar series, being able to handle their pressure, their rebounding, their force, their physicality. So hopefully this series prepared us for that.
Obviously, this next series you're going to have to get one on the road. So what did this series kind of teach you? What is it going to take to get over the hump and pull that off?
Well, first up, I want to rephrase it. It's not get over the hump. It's just win a game on the road. You just got to find a way. If you kind of label it as that, it's like this huge obstacle, right? You got to go out there and execute. And obviously, neither team has had a lot of time to prep for each other, but we had the regular season. And at the end of the day, we got to go steal one. Simple as that. I'm not worried about what's happened in the past. This series is over with. We're moving on to the next one. But like I told you, at the end of the day, we just got to go get one. Because if we win, guess what? We'll be like 5-11. So it's still not going to be a good, you know what I'm saying? So, it's not going to be like, we're going to get all 7 wins back right now. You know what I'm saying? So, it doesn't really matter. This is just we got to find a way to win on the road and just go from there.
The road to 16 is fueled by True North Convenience Stores. True North Convenience Stores and new Phoenix Energy are the perfect matchup. Right now, grab 2 Phoenix Energy drinks for just $5. True North Stores and True Rewards. Fast, friendly, clean. And by Toyota, your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
John and Serena back to wrap things up. Here's our road to the final segment, driven by Toyota. What a wild first round in the Eastern Conference. 3 series go 7. 1 goes 6. I told in our production meeting to our award-winning producers, Leo Simone and Jeremy Hawks, as we were setting up this show, I thought that 1 of the top 4 in the East would not make it through. That said, if you would have asked me to continue which one would be least likely to get knocked out, I probably would have said Boston, and I 100% would have said Boston after they took a 3-1 lead on the 76ers.
This has been one of those playoffs where the first round, you just don't even know what's going to happen. And Philly and Joel Embiid coming out like they did.
That was the wildest series. The Sixers lost 2 games by 32 in this series and came back to win.
In Boston.
Yeah, they had to win 5 and 7 in Boston. Again, we've talked about this before. Philadelphia, when healthy, can be certainly a team to be reckoned with. However, they were injured all year long, and to get it together to take on the Celtics, highly improbable.
And listen, if you watch the game, clear that Joel Embiid was not 100%. I mean, he was hobbling in the final minutes, but that's why Game sevens, that's why playoff basketball is so much fun, because you have to lay everything out on the line, and that's exactly what you saw.
No rest for Philadelphia as they now are in New York tonight. Joel Embiid, by the way, listed as probable as of this morning heading into that game tonight. So game one at Madison Square Garden. Over on the west side, Minnesota is at San Antonio. Anthony Edwards has been upgraded to questionable. Ayo Dosunmu as well. Again, that's of this morning with those games taking place tonight. So the Philadelphia, New York, Minnesota, San Antonio series, those games will be played together. The other series in the West will coincide with the Cavs and the Pistons. You ready to go to Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, that's all that matters to me right now, is Detroit. We're heading there.
Big question now for both teams. You got to get ready in a hurry. I mean, they've been scouting for a while. These teams obviously know each other, longtime Central Division opponents, played 4 times during the regular season, split the season series. Recovery huge right now during these 24 hours.
Yeah, but what I will say is this, like, these are 2 series that also both went 7.
Right.
And so you're looking at 2 teams that were both in it.
Precisely the point,
Both
right.
physical series.
Yep.
You both got to recover, right? It's not like you've got one team, with this incredible advantage because they've been sitting out to rest for a couple of days. So, there's going to be some fatigue in these games, and we're going to see it. It's going to be some physical basketball. We know how Detroit likes to play. There's so many storylines. Come on, you know the storylines, so it's going to be fun.
That's why you need to be here tomorrow. We will be joining you from Detroit right here on the road to 16. For Serena, I'm John. Next time we talk, we'll be in the Motor City. That's straight ahead.